started last session.
In the Underdark.
That's right, struggling for the Night Diamond, Princess's life, and the fate of the known universe. A struggle that we barely came out on top of. And now Isilia has the diamond. We have Princess's heart. We have his critical weapon. And then we journeyed, trying to find a way out. Decided to head away from Menzo Brandon. During our rest stop along the route that the traders would normally take. Mervyn and Arrogance went to forage and happened to successfully extract a time winder, careful not to breathe in its fumes. Subsequently, we learned what the time winder does from Yin, and we are deciding how to use it.
That's right. Okay, as we left off last session, we have the five of you discovering what the Time Winder is. Time Winder was revealed to be one of the Titans, one of the four flowers, which quite possibly only in the known universe, maybe only one or two of these each exist. The Time Winder was revealed to be a certain plant with chronomancy related magic that surpasses even Everescan knowledge. It's revealed to have the ability to give you a glimpse and reveal knowledge about any past event, as long as the imbiber of the fumes focuses on what they choose or what they would like to see. You will be able to live out with open inverted commas, the said event, and understand more about what happened. So with that knowledge, what would the five of you like to do?
We don't have to decide now, right?
You don't have to.
You're going to sleep, right? Gonna long rest, right?
Isn't it the start of the day?
We
No?
set up camp, right?
But we
Yeah,
haven't long rest yet.
Yeah.
you did set up camp. So what will it
No
be,
one
boys?
is. If no one is going to argue about the usage of the time winder when Vervin goes to sleep, I will.
I mean, do we
Then
have a proper discussion on it?
I mean, you all need to decide if you are having the proper discussion. That's why you all are here right now.
Cypher would say, great, we need to use it to determine what Liliana is up to and what her significance is.
How do you intend to do that? Is there an event in mind that you are aware of?
Not really, actually. I imagine trying to figure out how she died is not very relevant.
Don't you need to
Witnessing
be?
her rebirth, we've already witnessed it.
You need to be familiar with the event to go back there, right?
You need to. Well, first you must know that the event has. The rules is you must know that the event has occurred. So to focus on said event, you do require some form of knowledge of said event.
Yeah. So for example, like you say you want to find out how Liliana died, but you don't know when she died, where she died, how she died.
Yeah,
Then
you'd be very hard.
Yes, that would be considerably difficult.
we kind of know why or how the genre was put up. It's not really useful to go back to when the wall was erected, right?
Do we even know when that is?
I mean, first is that value.
Yeah, maybe not.
And then regarding the ritual of the hollow god, when they separated their bodies, is there any value in witnessing it? Maybe. Maybe it holds the answer to how to like permanently defeat them.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I don't know, man. If there's really no the good events that we want to revisit, I know what I'm gonna do.
That's why I need Vervin here, leh. Without Vervin, it's very hard, okay?
So I need to ask him. But he never
Uh,
replied. So,
Text him.
Werwen, what do you want to use the time winder for?
what the fuck?
I mean, what we talk about and what actually happens is also two different things.
To go back and find out what happened to my village during the attack, he says.
Why does it matter anymore? We know that they have the artifact and they plan to use it to
Hey
break the
man,
Shan wall.
he's the one with the flower.
Not for long.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What about your village? Our character only hope to find out.
Huh?
So why do you want to find out about your village?
What the Mask Elves, what the Hollow Court had anything to do with my village? Like, what were they doing there?
Hmm.
Why was the bishop displeased? Which bishop? Dulcina?
Hmm.
So many questions. Also, if there's any other survivors.
Alright, we will assume that nobody would like to use it at this point in time.
Sure.
Unless someone would like to use it now.
How we
Now
come to a decision.
meaning in the presence of everybody?
Yes, in the
Yeah.
presence of everybody.
I don't know.
Nah, don't think so.
Alright, then we'll assume that nobody would like to use it. You may continue with whatever you would like to do before you long rest.
I will keep an eye on Vervin and the flower,
Okay,
not letting it out of my sight.
alright. Corvus?
Hmm. I want to ask about the heart. My first time seeing it. Uh, so is it like just indestructible? Like how does this heart actually work?
Well, we're not sure. We know it can be used to bring back Princess, whether he'll be in the same form or different form. We're not too sure. We know that the court would be willing to give up a great deal to get it back. At least they were willing to for Ethelwine's heart.
I'm sure video will be back. Pretty much promised that.
Okay.
It seems to have some kind of sentience, some kind of awareness when it's near another member of the court.
Oh.
Wait, does it?
Yeah, I think Ethelwine's heart like beat faster in the presence of others.
It did, yes. Good memory on that. When you were meeting the queen, specifically.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Oh, either way, it's a potential bargaining piece that we can use.
Obvious Annie's reply.
Mm-hmm. Not relevant.
That's valid.
It's
Why?
valid. No, it's valid, but not any more valid than my reasons.
So it's as valid as your reason then.
I have the added benefit of finding out what the Holocaust is planning in the High Forest.
I guess. Valid reasons, we will take that into consideration. I can really see where this is going already.
What else there to do with long rest?
Last things to do, Corvus and Sifrit.
Nothing for me. I think I'm more concerned for Isilia's well-being.
Yeah.
I see.
How does Isuya look? Has she shown any signs of, I don't know, being a weirdo?
At the moment, no. At the moment, no. But, Sifrit, you're not that familiar with the usage of the Night Diamond. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm not that familiar. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Do you know at least like how, like, if it's possible for Syria to just give it up in the case where she's starting to feel that she's losing control.
I suppose you could hot potato it, yeah? Can be handed over.
Does it? Is it? Do you lose control or get influence based on time, or, for the lack of a better word, usage of the Night Diamond to control you?
I think it's time. And it's just a matter of being the bearer of the diamond. I know that it took the Witchwood's great magic to just hold it in place while they tried to find a way to break it.
What happened when they tried?
What? Tried what? To destroy it?
What did they try? They tried to destroy it?
Yeah, they did. And I think their attempts were futile. Although I'm not familiar with all the details.
And this was before they were ruined?
Yeah?
Do you know why they were ruined?
I don't. One day they were there and the next they weren't. And with no one to bear the diamond,
As far as I know, they were protecting an artifact. Do you know what this artifact was?
I had some idea, yeah. Their family guarded an artifact.
Which does what?
This it was better for me not to know too much of the details, so I just knew it was something of great power, and they were quite tight-lipped about it as well.
Apparently not tight-lipped enough, because seems like the artifact is gone and they're dead.
Right, Vervin would like to ask all of you what. Pretend Vervin is speaking now. What would you like to use the Time Winder for? I personally feel that it is better in the hands of experts like Yin, who lives in Everesca.
No, he didn't say that. He said he wonders if it's better.
Okay, yes.
And I would say we don't give away titans for free.
We don't.
Yes. They don't deserve it. What would we like to use the Time Winder for? Well,
For?
don't know. You need to know the event
Hmm.
and when to play.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if the monastery secret is that worth it. When we eventually would find out about that.
Well, we are out of options. We don't know any particular event that we can use to find out more about Liliana. Vervin's village, we know the purpose of the attack. Is there anything you want to know, Cypher?
Not really, no. More concerned about what Liliana's up to, sure.
Personally, I'm okay with
Actually, sorry to interrupt, but it would completely be possible to focus on Liliana's death. I forgot. Vervin knows what she looks like.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's
So as long as you
news.
know what she looks like, or he saw
You
her in
know
the
what she
vision.
looks like, and you know she's died. It will completely be okay. It will be possible to focus.
Yeah, but we don't really need to know why she died, right? It could
I
be
mean, but if
something.
you, I mean, if you were debating whether you wanted to know why she
Yeah,
died,
yeah, yeah.
the
Hmm.
Vervin could have done it because I just remembered that Vervin has actually
Had the
seen.
vision, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
So that
How
is an option.
important would that be in the grand scheme of things? I don't know. I thought about it the whole week, and that's all I got actually.
How about Irvin's vision ended with Liliana rising again and the king
Yeah,
holding her in his arms.
yeah,
What if we revisited the event but after she's brought back?
yeah. That was what I was thinking. Like a bit more details, right? But then it might not be too much more. So
He didn't hear anything, right? But if he were there, he would be able to hear what they were saying.
Yes.
hmm, yeah, it's worth a shot if that's our present trouble. Any kind of information would be useful. But something tells me,
Vervin's here.
like if we spoke to Verona, she seems to know what they want with Liliana. So she's like, oh, you have to kill her, you have to kill her.
He's being so tight-lipped about it.
I think it's a face-to-face conversation kind of thing.
Don't think there's an issue for her. Clearly, if it's important enough, she'll
Tell us, yeah. But we could press her for it. We didn't really ask her in detail about it before.
Warren.
Yes, hello.
Hello. We have an additional option that could be a possibility. Because you have seen Liliana in your vision, you could possibly return to the point where she died, but we felt like maybe that's not
Super
of
useful.
any great value.
Yeah.
Alternatively, because you saw the vision, but you couldn't hear anything, you could maybe revisit that same vision, maybe not so much after she's brought back to life, but the moments after. Surely the king would have said or mentioned something about who she is, why she's back, what are their plans.
Yeah, I mean, it's could give it an attempt. I'm not so sure how the Time Winder achieves such a feat of getting these visions to have to like replay themselves, but if it's possible, I think it could be useful to revisit the moment where they resurrected.
It's more of after.
After.
Hmm.
At the same time, we would still have like we're still running into the issue where we don't know exactly which part of the high forest we are trying to get to.
What do you mean?
Like which part of the high forest we're trying to go to find out what like where Orcus's grove, right?
I
You
know
we
where
can
my
go to the grandfather tree. We can go to the grove.
can go to the Witchwood village.
Well, I mean, if there's no pressing need to use the time winder, I would prefer if we kept it, well, within our hold, I guess.
I have to be honest with you, Bourbon. The longer you hold it without using it, the more likely I will use it.
I see. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not in the bag of coding as well, so it is quite exposed. Well, I'd
So we
like to
make
at
a
least hold
decision
out for
now.
like, yeah, hold out for like a little bit longer until we can make a decision on this. But for now, we're still in the Underdark, correct?
Correct.
I would,
Correct.
at the very least, like us to leave the Underdark first before we make a decision. I don't think there's any need to.
Hey, what does it matter if you know what you're gonna use it for? And you do it now.
I mean,
In my
you're not
opinion,
wrong.
there's no time better than now. We've set up camp. We're not going anywhere for the foreseeable next few hours.
Then
I think the
I guess
longer
it
we
would,
wait, you even risk the potency going off.
yeah, it would make sense. DM, is it possible to like, what's the word? I'm trying to find a word for it. Like prod my thoughts on the vision that I had and see if it has any effect on the time winder, whether the aroma gets stronger or
Wait, what again? Sorry?
like if I reimagine the events of that vision where I was in front of the army of elves kneeling down and yeah, and like that particular vision,
Is
like
it possible to?
would the time winder react to it in like the same way that when I like was thinking of thoughts and the aroma got stronger?
Uh, are you breathing in the fumes? Is what I'm asking.
I would, yes, okay, I would do it very slightly. I would open the jar a
Wait,
little
wait, wait,
bit.
wait. Are you activating it now?
You know that you need sufficient amount of the fumes to trigger it. So if you do it, you need to do it all the way and not waste it, and then it's not enough for the next person to actually activate it.
Well, I mean, I was trying to recollect the events of my vision while breathing
What
in
do you
the
need the fumes
fumes.
for it? No, it's either you use it or you
Forgot
don't.
what happened, is it? Out of character.
Don't I need to like think about the event and then breathe in the fumes?
Yes, you do, but you're not doing any testing, right? Are you actually gonna use the time winder now?
I was actually about to use it, yeah.
Okay, then let's do it. Oracles will be fine with
Use
that
it all the way, or
all the way.
All the way,
and
I
then
think.
use it all
Yeah,
the way.
it's a
What are you
one-time use,
asking?
right? Yeah, I would like to recollect events of the vision without
The
like,
vision of her rebirth, right? Not her death, right?
yes, the vision of her rebirth. Anyways, like, was there any audio? Like, could I hear anything during my vision?
No.
And that's what we're hoping that
Yeah,
like it's an
it'll be-
improvement.
Yeah, it would
But
be
if you're there, then
useful.
you get some detail.
Find out how many members of the court are there left. I mean, we kind of know, but maybe also details on what they can do and how we can possibly fight them.
Okay, Bourbon. You ready?
Yeah, I was just bringing up my notes. Yep, I will do that. I will try
Before
my
he
best.
does it, I'm just gonna grasp his shoulders and say, "Don't leave anything out. This better be worth it."
Make sure you don't think about anything else.
I will try to recollect the events of my vision that Ilmata gave to me while opening the jar slightly, breathing in the fumes of the time winder.
Giving me a very simple history check, please.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, I need to deal with
Oh
cat
boy.
aggro.
Cat aggro.
Never feed them.
They demand more food.
Demand snacks. How to frame trap with tag? I don't know how.
I also don't know how. I don't know her frame data.
The normals are pretty shit outside of 5H, which is very sad. 5H alone is not enough to frame trap.
Oh, the cat. The cat is pleased.
But I knew that.
Oh my god. You buy, I buy.
Don't say this kind of thing.
No, you don't say this kind of thing. You,
Yeah, both of you don't say this kind of thing.
Why must buy? Hey,
you buy, I buy.
I buying
Because,
in card already.
what the fuck? Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
Why you don't even know what you're getting?
A new pair of darts, A new set of darts.
20 gram.
20. Wow,
Which one? Which one?
I was actually looking at like what is it called? I think I don't know why I ended up with the same mission brand darts again. Let me try to find it.
Mission reps.
I think it has a pretty AG name. Oh yes, it's called Nightfall. Holy shit, so AG.
Holy shit. Let's see it. Let's see it. Like what?
Nightfall. Oh yes,
Nightfall.
like fall down.
M2 darts.
They have like M4, M1, and I guess those are like the version model. Oh, I see. There's a bit of variance. M1
Wow.
like fully parallel. M4's a bit bulbous. Yeah, I think I was looking at the M3. Not fully parallel.
But I'm not going down to muscling,
Oh, yeah, it's fine. Me neither.
because the cap right there and back, I can buy a new set of
Yeah,
darts already.
constant
Yeah.
set.
I can buy the 2 sets that I'm thinking of and then decide at home, you know.
Yeah. I don't know if I would want a bulbous, like the M4, slightly bulbous.
But is it the same weight or what?
No, it's 21 grams fully kitted for the M4.
Yeah, same.
19/21, I can choose. Then the others are like 20 grams fully kitted.
But then what if you go Japan and you want to buy darts?
Just buy it again. It begins my dart collection.
Yeah, but I already have a lot.
It's okay. I can buy, then you can.
Live vicariously through your purchases.
Yes. It's okay. Because you get to use them anyways, week to week.
Buy knife, buy darts.
Wow.
Knife is a definite purchase for me already.
Which one?
I want to buy either a Honisuki or a petty knife.
What?
A boning knife, hee boning.
I would not want to bone that.
Using it on your boner.
Only once. Oh, I was looking at it, like I might just get a Santoku style knife. Like
Why though? Why
just mount
don't like
first.
pointy edge? Just get a Gyuto.
Oh, Gyuto I think it's a bit too big though. Like usually there's a lot of blade. I think like thinking about my mom and sis as well.
Oh yeah, then it'll be very dangerous for
Yeah, I think Santoku is
smaller
like
hands.
the good in between.
You can go check out Seisuke knife.
Seisuke. Oh wow, I put Seisuke, it auto complete Seisuke 9.
Yeah,
That's how you
that's
know
one
it's
of the stores in Asakusa. Then the prices are like 30% less than whatever you see on the website.
Oh nice. Wow, they look very very pretty.
Yeah, don't need to buy the super expensive one. You go knife styles, then you go Santoku.
Santoku. Wow, they are very pretty indeed.
Then you sort by price low to high.
Not the other way around.
No, low to high.
100. Is this in USD?
USD, but then it'll be cheaper there.
Wow. Unironically, the first one that appeared looks really.
VG1.
Yeah.
You don't want the WA handle. You see the VG10 Hamlet Santoku
Fiji.
Hanetsugu.
Oh.
It's the first one with the octagonal handle.
Oh, that looks nice.
Yeah,
I was
that looks nice.
Yeah, I was looking at the wave pattern on the edge. And wow, look at that. It's like +5 to sharpness or something.
Yeah, I would buy VG10.
Oh, I don't know. I have to see the Damascus pattern in person. I feel
In
like
person. Yeah.
Damascus
I don't like
pattern-
Damascus.
Yeah,
I don't like Hamlet. I don't like Damascus.
Damascus patterns usually just look like it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, the one next. Oh, but nah, I don't know about that grooved wooden handle, but it's very clean, the blade.
What, the Sakai?
Yeah, the Sakai Takayuki. Oh,
That blade shape cannot rock chop very well.
yeah.
That's the problem with most Santoku, I feel. Cannot really rock chop.
Yeah. I like how the higher the price point, the more the handle is like a piece of wood, like with no extra things.
Actually, they have like 180mm Kyoto, so
Hmm.
at least the blade shape is more like a Western knife.
Yeah. Well, I think if I were to compare right now, the main knife in the house is more like a nakiri, like a really rectangular.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like doesn't mean can change. I mean, don't want to change. Just probably used to it.
Yeah, I guess if you are used to using a... But how do you do meat with that shape though?
Wow, it's. I have like a smaller like. almost-
Petty knife.
Yeah, petty knife, or even like a paring knife. Then I just use that if I need to cut.
Debone your thighs.
Yeah.
You go under their petty utility, then they have like the longer ones also. 150 plus.
There was a knife set options and it's not what I was expecting.
Knife set.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, I'll get a petty knife just because the Gyuto is too big for Mel to use.
Hmm.
It's either that or the boning knife. Oh. But I think the petty knife can double as a boning knife. You don't need like a special one for it.
Well, I might end up getting a petty knife or so, like thinking about it.
Yeah, it's cheaper.
Yeah, and like the size and length, shape. Okay, well, we will just go there and see.
You go petty knife, you go filter low to high, then you should see this like Seisun Sayun VG10. That's the one I'll probably get. 12 cm. The black and red trim handle.
Oh,
But that's on the short side lah. If you're using it as main knife, you might want to get the 150.
yeah. Okay.
Oh man, I can't wait. I'm very excited. Very excited for this purchase. Garlic will tremble in fear in my pantry.
Should just change a bit more extra to cover this right now.
Huh?
I should just change a bit more extra yen.
This one can credit, I think.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, cause I'm using wise.
Yeah. So don't know if got budget for this plus stats.
I will make
But-
budget. It's okay.
But I think
You
that's
going Japan to buy man? I thought you're buying here.
buy here lah.
yeah.
But what if I go Japan then got the what's the
Mugetsu
S4
3.
that's yeah,
Okay.
Mugetsu.
If you put aside 30 SGD from now until August, surely it will be around the price of the self dart.
It's not about the for darts it's not about the price, it's do I really want like 5 sets lying around?
So many sets already. Not even using any of
Yeah,
them.
lor.
Sell it back.
Although I think if
Oh.
I buy this one, right, I think it's grill already. I think don't need to change already. Any additional set is like a vanity purchase. Plus, I think I locked down what I really like already. It's not going to change. Like, I'm not going to experiment with anything more. Like Marin's setup like that is very ideal for me. But I won't be getting this one. I'll get the 1.5 mm longer one. Oh, very long their conversation.
Wow, the mission Nightfall M4 21 gram only has one left.
One left in stock. You have to buy now, otherwise it will be out.
Yeah. I need to.
Yeah, Chan.
Oh my god. Being encouraged. Add to cart.
Had to cut now.
Fuck, 89 yeah.
Oh, more expensive than mine. Now I don't feel so bad. I just buy mine lah.
Is that how it works? I don't know if I should. It's like an impulse purchase, though. I really should.
It's
test-
impulse. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I need to.
At the
test-
most, I lend you my 20 first.
Yeah. It's okay. I don't have to get this one. I can get other kind of 21 gram darts. Maybe if I buy a Harrow's brand dart, I can play like our favorite rating 16 player.
Arrow's Razor.
Crazy.
No,
how
I think I
many-
can make do with my Phuket for now. Still have other things to work on.
Yeah. It won't be the best purchase. I just buy. I realize my dart right now has a 21 gram version.
Best purchase is buy camera setup so you can see yourself throwing.
Camera setup. Yeah.
No need lah. I know what's wrong.
I don't know what's wrong.
I
Do you
literally,
really?
I ever since 2 weeks ago, the house start episode, I kind of know what's wrong. It's just a matter of like, now I need to work it in. So I had one session with Mary's darts, although I was a bit sick, it didn't really count. I returning it to her, it's fine. I'll make do without it. Practice a bit more with that one, my own side.
Oh,
The
Ho,
three
ho.
of you
Ho.
see
Vermin
Vermin
die.
take a deep breath.
Re-
Uh, and then after that, almost go into like this complete seizure.
Oh shit.
Either.
Yeah, for a good 30 seconds to 40 seconds before he awakens again.
Uh,
Sit him up and give him some water.
oh, that was a trip. First things first, I'll just like to look at the time winder. Actually, what has changed about it?
It is all the petals have fallen off the flower and it no longer has any fumes going for it.
Oh wow.
I'm just gonna, after giving him water, I'm just gonna look at him impatiently.
Yeah, I would
Well,
like. Yeah, I would. While I'm telling the party members what's going on, I'll just like everyone to, if there's anything that you like recognize, then just let me like let me know. Well, in the vision, I was placed back where I first got it, which is right as the king was holding on to Liliana, and it was in front of this ritual table. The ritual table had arcane runes that I didn't recognize, but I could tell that there was some magic going on, and it had dust around the edges of the table. Not entirely sure what the
dust.
yes, dust. I'm not sure what component or what even this spell is, but that's what I observed.
Well, supposedly it's a Costa's true resurrection spell or some shit, right?
Maybe. Well, there were so many masked elves kneeling before the king, and Liliana, while she was just resurrected, she looked exactly how you would imagine the most beautiful moon elf to look like. And she was wrapped in cloth, being held by the king, and all these elves were just kneeling before him, including an elf, Dulcina, her bow and her butterfly, her insect wings, kneeling before the king. The king did whisper into Liliana, and I think this is what the time winder managed to do for me, but I could hear what the king was telling Liliana, and well, he said exactly this. He said, welcome back, my love. It's been so long. I've forgotten how painful it is to go without you. They will pay for taking you away, these false prophets and their gods. I'll make them pay. I will show the world their lies. I will show the world what they've been hiding beneath the earth. I'll have my vengeance. You return to me, and now we'll begin our final steps. I need you to remember everything. Remember how they cast you aside and how they killed you in cold blood just to claim power. It's almost over. You will step foot on their soil again, and you will bring an end to this war. And he whispered this to Liliana.
Did she respond?
She did not respond, but I did take a closer look at her, and I couldn't tell what it was, but she didn't feel like she was just a regular moon elf. She felt powerful or unusual in sort of like powerful sense, where maybe she could be a larger threat than she seems in that body of hers. Other than that, I did not see any other knights that I recognized. I looked around the crowd, and all I could see were the king, Liliana, Dulcina, a bunch of masked elves. I didn't see any other knights like the ones that we've met, like Prixus or Vidya. They weren't there at the ritual.
Castles?
Castles? Well, however, there were
Rogues?
two large treants. The same treants that I described to you guys in my vision back when Ilmata gave it to me. It was treants, two treants, very large, with arcane runes carved onto them.
Huh.
The king, however, did not have any weapon of any sort, and I couldn't really find his weapon at the ritual location. There was no throne, and it didn't seem like they had any weapons there at the ritual. However, I did look at Dulcina's bow, and it looked very magical in nature, obviously, but magical in the sense that it was very blinding to even look at her bow. Like, just looking at her, she had no quiver, but just looking at her bowstring, it was carved with some sort of amber thread, and it looked extremely sunlight magical. When I
You've
looked,
seen what it can do.
I did not. No.
You've seen it
Oh, I've
in
seen
the
it.
Chronic
Yes.
Forest.
Yes, burning the whole forest down. Yes. Well, I did take a look around in the environment, and it did look like it was where the old elven capital was. There was old elven architecture just plastered around this location, and well, I could tell it was dated a bit. Like, it's been a while since the old elven capital was here, but that's where the ritual was held. And I think
So
that's
they-
it.
Liliana wants to free the three things that's trapped beyond the Shan.
Perhaps there's something that they want there. Part of their final steps, as he calls it.
And these false prophets, I assume it's the Everescan elves.
Probably, yeah. I think it's time we questioned Verona about this. And on that note, what do you all think about Verona being able to destroy the Night Diamond? Or do you think she'd be sooner make use of it?
The
That's
Night
what I
Diamond
suspect.
itself. The Night Diamond itself is quote unquote deactivated at the moment, right? Or as far as we know,
No,
not in
it's
use.
not deactivated.
How does Cecilia feel? It's been 2 days, right?
Fine for now.
Fine for
It's
now.
Fine
been
for
one,
now.
one day.
Okay.
One day.
1 day. Mm. Hmm. Did
I don't
Celia
think we
have
should.
any? Did Celia have any reaction to the dust on the table and then the runes carved onto the table?
You gave her a vague description of dust that won't do much unless she actually
Okay.
saw it.
All right. Well then. Looks like the Time Winder at least gave us some more clues as to what's going on.
Well, we kind of know that they were trying to break something free from beneath the Shan wall.
Yeah?
We know one of these nexus of power is here. I assume
In the
there's two more.
Underdark. Could they be wanting to invade Everesca for whatever reason?
I don't know. Yes. Yes. I think it's more like when they break the Shan wall, then the destruction of Everesca becomes inevitable.
Not through the hands of Holocron.
But by the hands of the Netherrealm.
Where are these other runes anyways?
Doesn't Nebraska have... I just think this is so stupid. Verona made a pact with Urdessa on how the Holocron will leave Everesca alone. But if they do not have... I don't know what you call that. Runes of the Shan Wall in Everesca that they can protect. And what's the point?
No, it's just that the members of the Holocaust cannot enter Varescan territory.
Yes,
But if
and
they do destroy the Shan
Yeah.
Wall,
don't you need to destroy all 3 runes to break the Shan wall?
no, I doubt it.
No, you can. So, for example, out of character, this like if you were to strike off the Menzo Baranzan rune, think of it as like a conduit. It will expose part of the Shan wall. Imagine you are taking out like one line of a pentagon, if you will. And whatever is inside the pentagon comes out.
So they just need to break one
One,
rune.
yes. Seems like Liliana had something to do with the. I mean, we know that she had something to do with the real scrolls, right? Seems like that were perhaps a people or something.
Could one of the runes have been in the desert?
We don't know.
Likely,
Elven, so
slightly the
current leading theory is she's the Elven queen of the Elven ruins in the marsh of Chalimba, the place where we met Iridessa.
DM. We knew that queen's name, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was not Liliana, or
You were told that it was not Liliana.
By Verona, is it?
Yes. You only heard the name once, and Verona told it to you.
well, it tracks because Liliana wasn't the queen, right? Liliana was like the high priestess.
Do we know that?
Yeah.
The queen was the one that wrote the scrolls. Created
So
the
it
scrolls, right?
wasn't Liliana.
Unless Liliana created the scrolls and the queen killed her and took credit.
Probably not. Probably not.
Either way, Verona seems to know
What
Who she is.
Liliana wants?
and who she is.
Yeah, we
I think it's
gotta.
time we asked her.
Yeah.
Does Cecilia still have sending?
Yes. Would you like to burn her sending?
I
Gonna
feel like
long
we
rest anyway,
we if we're gonna head back to Everesca, we should just debrief there. There's no point having like limited communications.
Yeah.
I think
If-
after that, yeah, we can go from Everesca back to Lock probably, and then up to the High Forest
Why back to Lock?
for money.
We have the money.
No, for the money from the rest of the money from the noblewoman.
The rest, I thought that was the full amount.
She didn't give us the full amount, right?
She gave you half the amount.
Oh,
Proof of
400%.
Princess's demise.
Hell yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna fast
So-
forward the travel. If you all are done.
Okay, we long
Unless
rest
you want to
first.
do anything else. Yeah, long rest first, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, I suppose so.
All good.
Alright. As you arrive at what appears to be a gate, if you will, rather large gate, kind of built into what appears to be the mountain surface. There appear to be two Everescan guards standing in front of it. They say, "Halt. State your business."
Do we still
So-
have the paperwork?
The
Side-
emblem.
Yeah, showing
Was
that
it
we are
some emblem?
emissaries.
We should. We didn't give it away.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I'll get Isilia to produce that and explain that we're on a mission sent by the sword and we have returned.
We just like, and the two of them will say, We have specific instructions to escort Lady Isilya, as well as her traveling companions, over to the Hall of the High Hunt.
Great.
We know that that's where the elders are, right?
That is where the Hill Elders gather. Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Right.
Before we go, I'm just gonna pull the party aside. Not Trevaran.
Huh. Yeah. About that.
I'm not sure if Verona has said anything to the rest.
We didn't specifically say that we killed him, right?
I think we did.
I think we did.
I think we told her that he's a vampire and we killed him.
That's not our fault.
Yeah.
He's the vampire.
Elder vampire some more.
I don't think it matters to the Evereskans whether it's our fault or not.
Ah,
Just be alert, I guess.
Yeah, well, they've
Yeah.
lost Wyvern because of Trevor, and so if anything, he's guilty of treason. And we're doing them a favor.
Right, as you are led over to the Royal Walk, you do pass by the Tower of Dreams, a large tower with a cascading waterfall that flows down from it. The home of where Israel will tell you, the home of the arms of the Lord and the Lord of Evereska, High Lord Elaine Ducer. And as you approach what appears to be this large building with oaken doors, you can see the banners of Evereska cascading along either side. About 20 guards stand in front of it and salute the 5 of you as you approach.
Nice.
Cool.
I don't like
This
this.
is
I don't like this
May,
either.
may thy knife chip and shatter.
wrong music. Sorry. Please continue.
I just like be awkward about it.
It is quite, yeah, it's quite awkward. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just shrug at them.
Well, at least they're not mad about Trevor, and I kind of like whisper to Ark.
I make extra
You-
care that my cloak is up.
As you kind of walk down the procession, you see that almost like every time you walk past, then they lower their salute, and the next person salutes, then the next person salutes. So you can imagine like a line of like maybe 20 guards, 10 on each side, and you're being saluted all the way as you approach the wooden doors. The wooden doors are carved with the sigil of Evereska on both panels or both doors. Large golden kind of like door, which not doorknobs, kind of like adorn each of the wooden doors. What would you like to do as you approach?
Celia, you've been here before, Celia?
Not really. No, we don't really come here very often. No.
Okay, alright.
Not common people don't really get a chance to come to the Hall of the High Hunt.
Knowing Isilia, she'll prestidigitate all of us, make sure we're clean and presentable.
Yes.
Hell yeah, for magic cleaning.
What if we walk backwards? Do you think the guards will start saluting us again?
You wanna try?
Okay.
Oh, well, I guess we should enter, right, and see what
Yeah.
they want us for.
Sure.
Wait, aren't we being escorted? I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
so-
There's two guards
door,
behind you.
yeah.
There's two guards behind you.
just turn around us. So we just walk in.
They didn't get the instructions didn't specify exactly what to do once you are at the door. They said escort you here, and
Well,
I'm assuming they would want you to go in.
I'm gonna knock then.
Oops, sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry for clicking. Sorry,
Holy
I clicked the cleric. Sorry. Sorry.
What the?
Wait, what?
fuck.
No, I
Creating a cleric.
I just clicked the class cleric like accidentally. I clicked on
Don't
the picture.
pretend, ah.
Meeting new character,
I
right?
clicked on it accidentally.
You knock on the door. There is a gentle voice that beckons from you. A voice that you don't recognize. This is. Please come in.
I will.
You walk into this what appears to be beautiful circular hall. You can see behind or all around there's stained glass that lets in natural lighting into this beautiful circular room. Surrounding the room itself, you can see what appears to be at the inner or the lowest rim. There are 12 chairs with beautiful wooden side tables beside each chair. Uh, all of them occupied except two.
Awkward.
In front, on the second level above, there's two more chairs, or what appear to be more ornate looking, almost like thrones already, if you will. Above the left-hand side one, you can see what appears to be a shield adorning the sigil with the sigil of Everesca, kind of like carved into the top of the chair. On the right-hand side, the sword, a sword with the sigil of Everesca emblazoned onto it on the top of the chair, and two, with what appears to be the male sun elf sitting on what appears the chair of the sword, and a female sun elf sitting on the chair of the shield. One more level up, you can see what appears to be a large regal throne. On either side of the throne, you can see two guards in beautifully ornate plate armor. Seated on the throne, you can see what appears to be a rather lean-looking man with a golden cape, a sun elf with beautifully braided locks, these gleaming yellow eyes, holding what appears to be sort of like a notebook, if you could guess from this distance, or a journal of some sort in his hand. He has a quill in his other hand. You can see he is looking around the room, and as you enter, he sets his book down on his lap and sits up straight. And you can see the rest of the room kind of like all of their gazes fall onto you as well.
Do we
In
recognize any of them?
one of the chairs you recognize Lady Verona, who's seated quite
That's
comfortably
the
in
lowest tier chair, is it?
lowest tier chair. Have you seen High Lord Aegon before?
Yes.
Have
He
not,
was the
I
one
think.
that we have. He was the one that
Huh?
gave us the papers, right?
Ah, yes, and you
And-
will recognize him. He's seated in the chair with the sword emblazoned on it.
Hmm.
Everybody
he's
else, you don't
the one that
recognize.
wanted to assign Tommy. Was it Tommy to follow us?
I think that's Marshal Reese.
Oh wait.
Marshal Reese is seated in the lowest tier chair also.
Egon was the one that gave us the papers, right?
Egon was the one who gave you the papers. Marshal Reese was the one who asked you to bring the small kid along.
Hmm.
Okay. You recognize three figures. Marshal Reese Fentress, who you know is the commander of the Long Watch. Lady Verona Morven. And High Lord Aegon Illimis, the Sword of Everesca. Everybody else you do not know.
Yin isn't here.
Yin is not here.
Okay.
What would you like to do? You are a distance away. You see that the kind of like the room is circular in a way, and the middle is almost like this raised dais, where I guess people would usually stand while addressing this crowd. And the raised dais is like the focal point of all of the natural light. The natural light kind of focuses on this raised dais. It kind of illuminates it and brings attention to the people standing on it.
And I fathom a guess who was the one that invited us in.
It would be hard to say. There's a lot of people here.
Well, I suppose we will observe whatever the protocol is, bow or like the last time we met all these elders.
You've never met these many elders before.
Yeah, I mean like the last round.
Okay.
Whatever the protocol was to follow, I can't remember.
Okay. You bow as you step onto the dais, and then Lady Verona kind of clears her throat. Lords, elders, my lord, I would like to present to you my group of unlikely compatriots who, well, for the lack of the better word, have killed our meddling insect, the one who we know or we knew as Trevor and Perry. And they bring news. Or so I'm told. Perhaps I'd leave them to speak. They certainly have traveled a long way to be here. She sits down, and then you can see like a smile creeps across her face as she looks straight at the five of you.
What do we even say?
Well, I suppose Cecilia would be the one to speak, being the Evereskin.
She's not here.
Yeah, I mean,
Speak to
she
her.
would. Yeah.
You can speak through her.
Yeah. I think we would kind of law dump.
The fact that he's a vampire.
Brief.
Exactly whatever you want to law down, we need to be quite.
Yeah, I'm going to be
Yeah.
quite specific.
Yeah.
So I'll recount how we were sent to Locke to locate the spy master. I will recount that we had found that he was killed and mention the treacherous admiral. We'll mention how Chairman Perry possibly had something to do with this as well, and that he had intended to use Locke as some kind of, vampire stuff that we unfortunately had to deal with. I will follow up with how Tool. I've shared the intelligence that Wyvern had gathered. In his letter, he mentioned the two lieutenants, all that kind of stuff, right? We mentioned that we took one of the generals out and present the. No, I won't present the hut. I said like we managed to defeat Crixus, although Vidya is likely coming to exact vengeance or whatever. I will share that the king has resurrected this figure. I will not name her, but I will say it's like his queen. And the next step for us would be to understand what she's up to and possibly stop her and take the fight to them. I will also share 2 extra details just to recount what happened in Muha, the necromancer. Recount. I'm not sure if we updated them on the defeat of Ethelwine. Did we the last
We
time?
did.
Okay, so that's not new, yeah. So just Muha, and I would say that their mission is to destabilize the Shan Wall.
When you say that, there's almost like this murmuring that spreads across the room.
So I'll do it in that order. I'll say like their mission to destabilize the Shan Wall. Then I'll say that I'll end with the whole. We know that the king has resurrected his queen, someone who's important to her. Our plan next is to find out more and possibly take the fight to them in the. No, I'm not gonna say where, so just say take the fight to them.
There's a lot of murmuring for a while after you mentioned the destabilizing the Shan Wall before High Lord Elaine Ducer kind of clears his throat. Lords, elders, how likely is it that the Shan Wall will be able to be, as this human says,
Oh,
these
Elf,
Yes, so
Celia was
elf
saying. Yeah.
says, oh, and then he said, as this moon elves claims to be destabilized. And then you see there's a lot of chatter before someone chimes in. A man you have not seen, a male sun elf you have not seen, rather old, not rather old, very old looking, probably towards the end of his life already. From if that's what you had to guess. Uh, uh, my lord, I do not think it likely for these insurgents to be able to destabilize the Shan Wall. We have put into place many contingencies to prevent such a thing from happening, and it is unlikely that they will be able to do so. Uh,
Can we insight? Can I insight check
Yeah, I was gonna check
his
this,
speech?
yeah,
Looking for
which
any
guy?
the
The
guy
old
who's
man?
saying, yeah, the guy who's saying
Doddering
this elf.
fool.
Okay.
Oh, that's good insight.
Corvus and Vervin you will be able to tell that this guy is genuinely believes what he is saying.
Okay.
I'm gonna prompt Isuya to maybe share about Vervon's village's artifact.
Before
Tenth
you can
diamond.
say that, then the High Lord will say, so there is no chance that these Elves will be able to destabilize anything, and with our peace treaty that Lady Verona has broken, I do not see an issue. They kind of like, so why are we gathered here?
Uh, I think we would re-emphasize that they are a credible threat, and they have gone so far as to identify at least one sigil, and they made location of at least one sigil.
Wait,
And
sorry, I'm gonna stop. Then he kind of looks at the old man. What sigil is he talking about? The old man says, my lord, when we were crafting the Shan Wall, we had in place specific, arcane conduits. These extremely powerful runes were put in hard to reach places with our, the strength of our allies to guard them. Yes.
and Seifert will continue and say that, like, yes, and we have seen how they have methodically destabilized the allies of Everesca, and they certainly have the means to disrupt one or more of these sigils. They would not have to compromise the entire Shanwall, which I firmly believe is not possible given how strong Everescan magic is. But all they would need is to weaken one sigil, one such segment.
God, this is. Camus, is this actually doable? Is what he's saying true? My lord, it, well, tec- technically, it might be possible to destabilize a small section of the Shan Wall if the one of these arcane conduits are taken down. However, it would require a certain bravado and a level of expertise and a sizable army to even achieve such a feat. It is not an easy task, and to even ascertain the location of our conduits is a challenge in itself.
I'm just gonna straight out say Menzo Baranzan.
3 days ago, we fought for the fate of Evereska at the gates of Menzoberranzan. A mere half-day trek, hours away from the sigil. That is how close the knights have gotten. And then I will just like raise the heart for shock value.
Human, what is that filthy object that you raise in front of us? This is the sword of Evereska speaking.
It's the dark heart of one of the Hollow God. The night we fell.
And why are we not disposing of said heart? I can see it beating in front of my very eyes.
This holds the key to defeating them permanently. If we destroy it now, they come back.
Care to explain? For people who have not faced one of these knights before.
Well, the 8 members of the Hollow Court, they're true bodies, if you will. They are in the... I completely forgot what it's called. What is it called? The ethereal plane?
Feywild.
Feywild? Is that what they actually call it? Yeah. Oh, the true bodies are in the Feywild. And if we... how they manifest a physical presence in the material, we are not sure, but we know that cutting them down here has no effect, and we have to venture into the Feywild to find their true bodies and defeat them there. And this heart is going to help us figure out how to do that. Earlier, when I said that our plan was to pursue Liliana and find a way to stop this, we intend to go into the Feywild to defeat them there.
The High Lord will nod approvingly. He says, I like this plan. How do you plan on entering the Feywild? Perhaps we can assist you with that. Lady Verona, do we have access to the Feywild? It is possible for us to conjure up perhaps a portal, but it could be tricky to pinpoint the precise location if that's what they wanted.
With enough preparation, we might be able to share some, rather come up with some additional details on how and where it might be wise for us to investigate the High Forest before making what is potentially a one-way trip.
What do the other elders think? It's this old, rather middle-aged sun elf. Kind of like has this kind of like. You can see as he kind of raises his hand, you can see that all his fingers are adorned with what appear to be gold rings. Huh. I question the price of this expedition if we were to sanction it, my lord. If the crown were to back this journey, it would incur considerable expense. No? I mean, we are essentially funding a group of mercenaries to travel between the realms. They would have to be rather well equipped. Will the crown bear the expense? Where will this money come from exactly? And then you see the High Lord says this is I still contemplating whether this is a matter of national or grave importance, as you might might say. I don't quite know yet if this is a must-do, if you will.
Just gonna look at Verona and observe her response.
She seems rather calm about the whole situation.
I'll speak up. I would say, my lords, understand that we are outsiders, and far be it from me how to offer a comment on how Everesker should spend their fundings, especially if they were to be spent on outsiders. But in the debate and discussion that will inevitably follow, may I just ask that the lords consider that the five of us, well, four of us, with our, if you might have noticed, we lost one along the way, but gained one as well, an ally to the former spy master. You would consider that we are the first ones and only ones in a months long campaign to have any kind of meaningful offense against these insurgents, if you will.
Be that as it may, then you see that it is a new person, a female sun elf speaking now, quite young. She's wearing what appears to be this beautiful silver gown that drips all the way down to her feet. And you can see that she is bare feet. She has her kind of like her slippers chucked to the side. Be that as it may, we are entered into a peace treaty with these folk. They have agreed not to allow their men or troops or anybody of supporting them in any way or form on to our territory. I don't see how they could possibly be a threat to us anymore. If no one is allowed onto our territory, what possible threat could we face from these insurgents? Perhaps I would ask my fellow elders and my lords to think about the dangers of provoking such a strong enemy, and if we are to send forces, send weapons, send this group of ragtag mercenaries out in the name of our city, in the name of our nation, what kind of message are we sending to the people who we brokered this deal with? You can see the rest of them murmuring and some nodding, some still thinking. Then you finally hear young male sun elf chime in and says, Lady Soliana Yeskaren makes a fair point. We should never provoke or poke a sleeping bear, if you will. The enemy now has no reason to attack us. They know that we have a considerable army. They know that we are a force to be reckoned with. it was not easy for Lady Verona to negotiate this settlement on our behalf, and I feel like it would be unwise to aggravate the situation, if you will. I speak on behalf of myself as well as the rest of the civics quarter when I say this. I do not wish to see my men go to war, or my son go to war, when we have already ushered in peace. Why is there a need to, well, provoke or start anything to be?
A ceasefire is not peace. These intruders have waited 1,000 years for their revenge. They're not about to give it up.
Lady Verona will cut you off at the 1,000 years and says, Cypher, speak. What do you know of their motives?
Are you sure?
She nods.
Then I will just respond. I will say that the king has waited 1,000 years to destroy the Shan Wall and let loose whatever is behind on Evereska. They would have no need for their soldiers to set foot in Evereska because whatever lies beneath will do it for them.
You see Lady Verona kind of twiddling her thumbs. She looks around for a response, but there is hushed silence as you say this. So the High Lord says, is it possible for them to still be alive after all these years?
That is the question that the five of us have risked our lives time and time again to get an answer to. And I think the conclusion that we have come to is that if there is even the tiniest chance that they are, then the risk that it carries is far too great to even ignore, even if it is a slimest chance.
They've been trapped beneath the earth for centuries with no sunlight, no food, no air. I mean, they might have air, but no food, no water. Any living thing would go insane. What are the odds that they're still alive? I mean, realistically speaking, any one of you can tell me what the odds are? He directs the question to the room, and he says, and then the old man who came as will chime in and say, my lord, I personally believe the odds of the Netherese being alive at this point to be close to zero. There's no way that a civilization can sustain themselves for a prolonged period of time without the daily necessities that like humans and elves and the like need.
And what about the beasts that they were at war with? Do you think that they have fattened themselves off the corpses of the Netherese and now hunger for more?
I am not sure how you have heard of these creatures, but I am of the belief that once they have conquered and are done conquering with the city, they would have grown at least bored and would have returned to from whence they came. Being
Sure.
trapped in a pit for centuries is not something a highly intelligent species of creature would put themselves through.
Sure. And for your sake, my Lord Camus, I hope that your belief is worth staking thousands of lives of Evereskins and an entire civilization and your beautiful city. I hope your belief is strong enough to stake that on.
I have worked in the arcane arts for my entire life, and I have rarely been wrong about such things. My calculations and methods have rarely disappointed my colleagues and my country and nation.
I'm gonna scoff.
I will bow.
Barely audible cough.
I will speak up. I'll say, correct me if I'm wrong, but this Netherese, this country, they were brilliant mages, no? Ahead of their time. What makes you think?
They were brilliant, yes, but I would not say they were ahead of their time. I would say the elves, we were ahead of our time.
Of
That
course.
is what I would describe. Yes.
My point being, when people are driven to desperation to survive, incredible feats can happen. Especially if nations such as the Netherese, who's known to be, well, brilliant to say the least.
Again, I would not say they are brilliant per se, talented for sure, but I mean, many scholars and researchers claim that the Netherese drew a lot of influence from Elven studies.
Okay.
I'm just gonna address the High Lord and say, I understand that Evereska has his pride, but perhaps you need not take it to the point of complacency. Surely you're not going to just risk the entire nation on the off chance that the Netherese or whoever is trapped beneath the Shanwall are dead. Clearly the Mask Elves do not think so. And they are working towards releasing them upon Evereska.
I have heard both sides of this extremely compelling debate, and I must say, you bring a strong argument to the table. I must add, your achievements in this strife for conflict have not gone unnoticed, and you will be duly rewarded for the work that you have accomplished thus far. It is, I am of the opinion that we should not ignore what these insurgents are playing at, even though we have a peace treaty in play. However, I am of the opinion as well that we should not compromise or exhaust our resources on something that hasn't quite escalated to the point of concern yet. I would like the five of you to perhaps begin with eliminating more of these He gestures with his two fingers, like the close inverted commas. Knights. How many more of these knights are there?
Um, well, the 8 of the hollow chord, my calculation, 6, maybe 7.
6. Yes, 6. Right.
7.
So if you could kill 2 or 3 more, and you will be rewarded well for each heart that you presented to us. Perhaps when it is time, we can strike decisively when the enemy is weakened. Yes, that sounds like a concrete plan. After all, you 5 are the experts. You know exactly where they are, what their movements might be, who they are, what to expect. It would be ill-advised for us to send men to their deaths.
Sure.
I believe we
I
can do
mean,
that.
you have a
But
unique
I,
opportunity to send 5 completely deniable assets. None of us even remotely look like we're from here. We have the unique ability to fight them. We just ask for your support.
What would you like? Let me hear your proposal, and I will have Alwyn decide if it's in order.
on top of that, I would like to request that perhaps you re-examine the defenses of these arcane conduits.
I would like to caution you against such. This is the old man, against such casual criticism, elf boy.
It is not criticism. It is diligence.
I will have my men inspect the conduits, but I can assure you that they are under very, very close watch at all times.
I will just not.
We'll need a few days to plan, to determine what we need for our journey.
We shall reconvene in a day. The Hill Lord says, I trust that should be sufficient time.
Maybe we could have 3 days instead.
3 days. We are busy people, as I'm sure you are aware. Let's make it 2.
Sure.
2 days. I'll see the rest of you folk then. Please do give me a update as well. Then on the rumblings and the tremors. I have been feeling them during my showers lately, and I don't find them pleasant. Thank you very much, and meeting is adjourned. And then he kind of like does this bang, and you see all of the people are getting ready to leave.
I'm gonna try and catch Verona's eye.
She is looking at you as she's backing up.
I'm just gonna mouth the word Liliana.
Isilia will use the not spell slot one. Is it message?
It's verbal, you can say it out.
But then, yeah, but like message like Rona, there's like uh, we need to speak urgently.
Okay. Rona will come over to, she will take a long ass time to pack and be the last one to leave.
Hmm.
She will come over to you.
I will, as Cypher will give her the more unfiltered version. Talk about like how the curse, the night diamond, they were going to have insider agents sabotage the sigils. And that we have the diamonds with Isilia, we need to destroy it.
Can I see the diamond?
I suppose Isilia will produce it.
I will need to study said diamond tomorrow, first thing tomorrow morning.
What are the odds that you can find a way to destroy this?
I need to look at it in more detail, perform some tests. Hard to say.
Hmm.
Cypher, are you sure?
Well, no. But I'm gonna say this in front of her, like, I'm already gonna do whatever she wants me to, so don't think she's stupid enough to bear the curse. You know what this is capable of. I asked that towards Verna directly.
She just, she doesn't respond, but she says, "Oh, look at it tomorrow." It
What of
seems to
Liliana?
have- It's a name we don't like to mention around here.
You need to know who we are dealing with. Who is she? What can she do? Why do we need her dead?
Come on, this is urgent. We are on very, very short amount of time.
When we were, when there were two elven cities, or the main elven capital was located in the High Forest, as I'm sure you are aware.
Milamnia?
Hmm?
Milamnia?
Millenamnia, yes. It was a lot of people fled the capital after it was assaulted by a green dragon. This is history, is written in the books. The refugees of the city formed the current capital, Nebraska. This was all written in the history books. It is known. What is not recorded in the history books, because it would be nothing short of horrific to document, was how the old rulers killed, massacred, committed genocide, destroyed the remaining, or murdered the remaining people of Villenamnia for not wanting to fall in line. Nebraska was, back then, Millenamnia did work with us on some parts of the you will, the metal. They disagreed with our use of it. We needed them to fall in line. We wanted them to essentially move all their people to Everesca. We considered the High Forest, well, a wasteland, if you will, a wasteland. Why stay in a forest where it is crawling with beasts of all kinds, strange magics that the Mythal was not able to stabilize when our capital would flourish under the effects of the Mythal? We disagreed. They wanted to re-establish their capital. We wanted to start a new city. We were not able to come to a common agreement, and back then the course of action was to silence them, make them fall, and then whoever was left fell in line. Liana was the high priestess slash queen of this old elven colony. They were wrongfully killed. Not by my doing, but we scrubbed the history books clean. There's no mention of this. We wiped the minds of the refugees who came from there. They don't remember any massacre or bloodshed. They told them that it would be better, that they will be able to live their lives without knowing that their families were all killed. So now they think they are orphaned, they were born as orphans. Parents passed away due to a strange illness years ago. We altered their memories, we tweaked and we adjusted, and finally we now have the perfect city.
Now that she's back, what can she do? What can she do?
She has a good idea on what we did to construct the Mythal. She would be able to destabilize it if she got near enough to a conduit.
Sure, and she doesn't technically count as a member of the court, so she has full reign to walk up to one of these.
We have placed in a workaround. I don't think it'll be as easy. She doesn't have the arcane expertise. She's been dead for thousands of years, or centuries at least. So I don't think while we have been constantly working on advancing the arcane technology that the Mythal has, I don't think she has been up to date. It will take her some time to study and get up to speed. Even then, I don't think she would be able to effectively do it, if I was being completely honest. I'll be frank with you, I don't think she can do it, not without external help.
External help, like the Holocaust?
No, not like the Holocaust can step into our territory, or like a strong magical artifact or a strong spell or something like that that was written specifically for her. If she had that, perhaps. She didn't, then no.
Then why are you so afraid?
I'm afraid because it feels like our past has come back to haunt us.
The king of the Hollow Court claimed her as his beloved. Is there some history that we don't know about?
I heard she fell in love with a god. That's all I heard. Those are just rumors.
Seems like there's some truth behind these rumors. What do you know of this god?
Shakes her head, nothing much. Like I said, rumors.
Where can we find out more about this?
We scrubbed every single book known to man. You're not gonna find anything in Nebraska. Even our
from books?
clothes.
Or
No,
from people?
we scrubbed everything. You're only gonna find perhaps the older hill elders are the only ones who did not have their memories forcibly taken away from them.
Are they aware of her return?
You didn't mention it in the open just now, right, Safrid? Her name?
Not the name.
Sorry, I didn't say her name. Yeah.
If you didn't mention it, they would not know. If you did mention it, I think you would be attracting a lot more attention to yourself these few days.
Don't
Let's
you
just
think
say
you
that
should?
name is a name every single High Lord has been dreading.
Don't you think you should tell them?
And do what?
Maybe they'll
My
take this
job-
threat more seriously.
My job is damage control. Not to escalate the issue when I haven't found a solution. So I'm saying, how about the 5 of you not kill any of those stupid knights and kill this woman for me instead? You know, get you what you want on that list.
I don't think they're mutually exclusive.
Look, just kill the woman and they have nothing on us anymore. They spent what? All of their effort just to bring her back. They performed the most insane necromancy ritual I've ever seen. Started what appears to be a blood moon just to bring her back. So if we kill her, we're crippling them.
What of the tremors and rumbles that Nebraska has been experiencing? Do you think it's related?
Between you and me, I don't think the conduits are going to last for much longer. If they keep probing like that. It's not just the elves probing. Okay, let's just say. There's two sides of the wall, and something behind the wall is probing.
And yet, Lord Callum thinks there's nothing behind the wall left.
He is an old and senile man. I had great respect for him when he was young. He is out of his depth. He wants to enjoy the rest of his life with his grandchildren, and frankly, I don't blame him. He has had an illustrious career.
Just shake my head.
Well, plan is we go to the we go to the lock. We collect a huge bounty that we are owed. Then we sail up to the high forest. Try to investigate if by any off chance Liliana is still hanging around, we could just free her head off her shoulders. But likely they've moved on. In which case, we would go into the Feywild and try to kill all 8 members of the Holocaust where their true bodies lie. That's the plan. Muster as much gold and resources as the crown can afford, and we will be on our way.
Rob, listen, I'll see what I can do. I can provide you passage straight to the High Forest.
Like through on the ship?
There used to be an old elven family that lived in the High Forest. I'm not sure whether their teleportation runes are still active, but I can check.
What about the money in lock though?
I'll pay you the money that you're due. You can ask for more.
You just get Casclove to collect it.
He doesn't
You
have
want
proof.
proof? Heart is with us.
You leave the heart behind.
Safer that way, yeah, sure.
Please, don't make any more bad bargains with the Holocaust.
I don't think it was a bad bargain. I think it bought us the time that we needed for you to do your work.
It's fair.
We need to kill this woman. When you meet her, you will be tempted to spare her life. She is innocent, and well, for the better part of the word, I don't think she wants to be part of this. She was forcibly brought back, but you need to know that she is being manipulated now, and you need to put her down. Do not take any risk. Put her in the earth, chop off her head, decapitate her, and make sure she never comes back.
That's just the city talking.
The city, and she points to Syria, her parents as well. And my son. Evereska could be your homes in the near future if you play your cards right. You could be nobles. Enjoy the rest of your lives in the lap of luxury. don't fuck this up. She kind of like swerves around, picks up her things, and walks away.
Well, at least they're not mad about Perry.
After she's gone, I'm going to ask Verban. I don't understand if this is some old elven feud. Why does Ilmater want her dead too?
Well, I mean, she was brought back to life.
Just because of that.
Oh, that
I
sounds
think there could be a
strange.
deeper reason behind it.
I mean, the ritual was pretty unholy.
Could be the fact that this artifact was maybe the artifact. Maybe Omata doesn't want the artifact to be misused.
Speaking of that artifact your village had, wouldn't that be their key to destabilizing the meta if Liliana gets close?
It's true. You can break that. You can also recover memories if lost by, contract or pact means.
Oh, that's new.
Kind of key
Well,
information, yeah.
Well, it can. Well, it can break any magical bond, and if the bond, if the bond makes
Right.
them lose their memories, it can recover that
or
too.
manipulated, right. Huh.
Can it be used more than once?
DM, can it be used more than once? No, right?
No, one-time use.
Oh, one time use and then the artifact goes PP proof.
It doesn't. Yeah, it basically becomes a normal object
Normal
at that point.
A normal tent.
Damn,
Normal 10.
your fur box were real duty bound. We just used it to unseal like a jar of peanut butter. Man.
All right, we'll leave it here. I'll let you think about what you would like to include for your list.
Plate armor, bitches.
Not just
With-
plate armor, but plus
with-
one.
With Lady Verona's intervention, you will probably be able to ask for slightly more.
Plus
Slightly.
two.
Yeah.
Only slightly. Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think we need
I don't know, what do I need?
supplies.
I need something that doesn't have attunement, or I tune some shit.
Ask someone to sharpen Crimson.
You have a week to think about it. All right, GG's boys.
I'm sure Miriam will appreciate being back in Nebraska for a bit.
Yeah, at least
Yep.
we're back in the Everesca. Seems like
I'm
the
not
elders
glad.
are not. I mean, the elders are not really. I don't know. They don't
The
seem.
doddering fools.
Yeah.
What is this stereotypical elven complacency I'm witnessing? I can't believe I'm part of this race.
All sinners.
Part of
Wow.
the campaign, sir.
Not how I intended to return,
Indeed.
but here we are.
All right. I'll see you all next week.
GG,
Jeez.
my dude.
GG's.
GG's. GG's.
See you guys next
Bye
week.
that lah. Bye that lah.
Fuck. You don't